if this is a room full of people because we're taping it, so that the folks that aren't here are going to be able to gain whatever we have to say here, and not just be in the dark. So, I guess without further ado, I'm going to start and welcome everyone. The first thing that I want to do is have everybody go around and introduce themselves. Before I do that, though, I want to acknowledge that we do have some PDGs in the room, and just to re-emphasize that PDGs, past district governors, are a great source of information. We have Jerry Gordner, 0506. He knows everything about RLI and the foundation and most things Rotary. Great source. We have past district governor Mac over here from Auburn.
He knows nothing.
He knows tons of things about lots of things. We have Sue Reisman on the back, and Sue is not a PDG, but Sue may as well be, because she knows pretty much everything and everybody in the district, and she's a great resource, especially when it comes to financial things about the district. I'm also a past district governor, and I'm like Mac, I know nothing, but I do know a few people and know a few things, so that as you're doing these things, as questions come up or whatnot, that these are people that you can turn to for information, and there are many more PDGs in the district, so if you've got one, take advantage of them. What I'd like to have everybody do is introduce yourself and give your name and your club. So I will start. I'm Dennis Schoenletter, and I'm with the Sherrill Rotary Club. And we'll start over here.
Henry McDonald with the Auburn Rotary Club. I'm also the RLI site chair, so for the district.
Janet Jocelyn, Rotary Club Baldwin's Hill.
Donna Schoenletter, Rotary Club Sherrill. Karen Macier, Rotary Club of Auburn.
Clark Spiker, Rotary Club Sherrill.
Doreen Gordon, Rotary Club of Cudahy. Jerry Gardner, Rotary Club Canastota, Treasurer, Rotary Leadership Institute, Northeast America.
Mark Johnson, Rotary Club of Lawrenceville.
Sue Reisman, Rotary Club of DeWitt.
Thank you very much. The first person I want to introduce to talk this morning is the RLI chair to talk a little bit about whatever he wants to talk about. So, Matt.
Well, I'm really glad that, if that's for me, Doreen, I'm not here. I'm really glad that you're here. This concept of putting teams together to promote RLI, I think, is a wonderful thing. Of all of the resources that we have in any organization, the most important resource that we have is communication and information. And for many, many years, RLI has always been thought of as something that, well, if I'm going to be the president of the club or if I'm going to be a board member, that's something I should go to. And I've always been somebody who was a proponent of RLI as an informational highway that is available to every and any member of the district, of Rotary in general, to learn about what it's like to be a Rotarian. I'm a big proponent of the concept that there are people who join Rotary and become members of a Rotary Club, and there are people who join Rotary and become Rotarians. The people who become Rotarians are the people who've been to RLI. They're exposed to an exorbitant amount of information, of things that other clubs are doing. It takes them out of their club and what their club does, and it exposes them to things that are happening elsewhere. One of the most incredible things that I learned from an RLI 1 class was a fundraiser that somebody was doing that had to do with food baskets. And I said, well, so you put baskets together? No, it's not that kind of basket. It's the cart, it's the food cart. And we've worked with a particular supermarket, and once a year we get people who are underprivileged people, and they get to go in to this supermarket, and they have a period of time, and they can go around and fill that basket with whatever they want. And it's a fundraiser, and they make a lot of money that they then put back into the community. I never would have heard that if I hadn't gone to this RLI program, because this person was not even from my district. So I think it's important that we really promote the concept of RLI as an informational resource about Rotary and about being a Rotarian, and not necessarily focus on the leadership word that is in the name of it. So I'm here to support you in whatever you want to do, however you want to do this. If some of you on the team, if you have somebody who's a teammate who can't make it, call me. You know, I'll pick up the slack and go around with it. Already told that to Karen. So, because I think it's that important that people really get involved with the Institute so that they can better plan their career as a Rotarian. All right, that's all I have to say.
Thank you, sir. Okay, what's the plan? The plan is that we want to significantly increase the amount of people going to RLI in this district. Historically, we've had as many as 70, 80 people show up, but the last couple of years, the count has been way down. And that's been primarily because we've done a very poor job of getting the word out about the importance of this program and why people should go. So we're going to try to fix that. Our goal is to exceed 100 this year. I don't think we've ever exceeded 100 in this area, and I think that's something that we can do. This is a good enough program. We haven't had that many people going to RLI of late, so there should be a big crowd out there, ready, willing, and able to come and support us. We have 6 training teams. We have broken down the district into 6 training areas, and we'll be talking a little bit more about that later. In addition to the training teams, though, Assistant Governor Mack is going to be doing some reaching out of his own. He's going to be reaching out to each district chair and officer, and his goal is to seek their support of your team, make sure that they're supporting you when you go into the clubs to do your programs, and to encourage those individuals as individuals to show up and go to RLI. So that'll be his role, is to not only reach out to those folks as a part of your club presentation, but to have him pounding on their door individually and getting them to sign up, because it's a good thing for them to have attended. So he'll be focusing on the DGXs, the district governor leadership line, the past district governors, the AGs, district committee chairs, and all the district officers. So we'll be having a multi-pronged approach to get people to sign up. In addition to that, we have as a district, we have set aside $5,000 to come up with $150 coupons to encourage people to attend. If cost is an issue, hopefully we can provide a little bit of a scholarship to help people make it to the training. And we'll also talk about that more later. Now, what are the teams going to do? First thing the team is going to do is to make arrangements to be a club program at each of the clubs that they have been assigned. Now, this will be done during July and August, not September. We need to get this done during July and August. RLI has a very time-sensitive system that they use to schedule different parts at different locations. And about 2 weeks before the event, they start closing things. So we want to make sure that all of our work is done before the end of August, so that we don't have any of those kinds of situations cropping up. We just want to be a solid site this year. So we'll be doing this during July and August. The only other thing that you need to be mindful of as you're making these contacts and becoming the club program, don't get in the way of District Governor Phyllis. She'll be going around through the district giving her governor official visit presentation. So we don't in any way want to conflict with whatever she's doing. So when you're talking to the club and making yourself scheduled, make sure that you're not scheduling yourself on a day that she's going to be there, because that will be not a good thing.
Do you have a schedule, Dennis?
I do not.
It's on the website. Her schedule?
Yes.
Yeah, it's on the website.
Okay, that's new news. I didn't know that. So it's on the website. But I would think that if you're talking to a club president, then hopefully that they would know, but having that schedule, you might be one to so inform them. Stranger things have happened. We talked about you doing a club program. What do we want you to do? Specifically, we want you to tell people, what does RLI do in detail? How are RLI courses structured? They have 3 one-day sessions, they have graduate courses, things like that. So we want people to come away from your program understanding what RLI is all about. Who should attend RLI? And the message is everybody, not just the leadership. Take the L out of RLI for the purposes of your program and focus on getting people there for Rotary education. Where and when is the next RLI training in this district? Well, it's at this location in September, on September the 30th. So when we have that information that we have for you. How to register for the RLI on 9/30 and how to use the $50 coupon. So you'll be covering all those things in your presentation. As importantly, when you go to each club, our hope would be that before and after the program that you do at the club, that you approach individual club officers and individual club members, new members and things like that, and get them to sign up right there and then. I hesitate to use the word strong arm, but be persuasive, be a salesperson. It's important for club officers to have attended RLI. It has been discussed over the years that it might be a good requirement to have people have been to RLI before they could be a club president. Well, that doesn't work for many clubs because many clubs haven't ever sent anybody to RLI, and that would mean we wouldn't have any club president. But it's an important thing for them to go to. So when you go to a club, put your sales hat on and make sure that you're walking out of there with a signed registration form from the president-elect, the vice president, anybody else that you can lay your hands on. You're doing them a favor. So I think this is one of those sales pitches that's a very good thing for you to be doing.
It might be a good idea to use the term today only. The offer is not available once I leave.
That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. The other reason for filling up a form, it's much more likely, I believe, that they will actually fill out a form, but they do it right there in front of you, than if you get the old, I'll go to the website next week when I have some time. Well, maybe they will, maybe they won't. If you get that form with you that day, it's 100% likely that you get the registration. If you walk out without the form, it's not 100% anymore. So do the best you can to get the form filled out while you are there. If someone insists on doing the form later, that's okay. At the bottom of the form that we're using is Mac's mailing address. And is the email on there as well?
No, it's not.
Okay. We'll make sure that you have that. But make sure they have to get the form back to Mac, because the way this system works, this is a form specific to our district. The form will be processed by Mac. He will get everybody registered. He will pass the forms off to Sue. Sue will handle the money, the credit card information, the checks and things like that, and we'll be issuing one check to RLI for our district for the people that use these forms. So if you're going to use our forms, please make sure they get back to Mac so we get people actually registered.
We might want to add my fax number too, because somebody who has a credit card, they can fax the form to me.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay, I will email out a new form to everybody this weekend with that information on it. At a minimum, we want to try to sign up club officers while you're there in the club. Make it important to do so. Do your very best to make that happen. Specifically, the president, president-elect, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and new Rotarians. If somebody is newly joined, they've expressed an interest, they paid their dues, they're obviously interested because they have just signed up for the club. Hopefully there'll be a prime audience for people wanting to go to RLI because they're new.
Mac, have you received yet the listing of who has taken what course by club? Request that from Ed King.
Okay.
And because that will be very helpful when you go to the club, if you know who already has taken part 1, you're looking for part 2 or part 3, if they've done all 3 and to promote to graduates.
Oh, that's a good idea, very good idea. More information is always helpful. Each team will develop its own program. You may do what you please, no permission is necessary. I mean, we're going to give you a sample today of what we think you should do, but what you ultimately do is up to you and your partner. You don't need permission. I mean, try not to do anything stranger or bad, but it's up to you. We trust you to do the right thing. We have a few ideas that we're going to share with you today. The only thing that we do ask is make sure that your presentation does not exceed 15 minutes. Keep that down. You all know if you've ever been to a club program that drones on for 20, 30 minutes, you lose the audience. So keep this thing to 15 minutes. If you're shorter than 15 minutes, that's okay. Nobody's going to fuss at you for being shorter than 15 minutes. I've never heard of a Rotarian saying, fine, trial program doesn't need to be longer. So let's keep things under control. Now, the $50 coupons and registration details. Each team is going to get 2 $50 coupons for every club that you go to. 2 coupons per club. In addition to that, each team gets 2 coupons for yourselves. So if your club doesn't pay your way, then you'll get the $15 coupon, so you get a small perk for being one of the team instructors here. If your club pays for it, then just add that to your pile of coupons to use in the clubs. Mac is receiving 6 coupons, I think it is, and he can distribute out to the people that he's approaching in any other way that he chooses to. One thing that we should discuss here for a few minutes as a group is how do we want to pass these things out? Some clubs already pay for their people to go. It's kind of silly to use a $50 coupon in a club like that for an individual. Let the club go ahead and pay for it. They're budgeted for it, let them do that. Some clubs are poor and don't have anybody there that can really afford to go, nor can the club afford to send people, so maybe they need more. My thought was that every team should just make these decisions for themselves, for your area clubs, and figure out how you want to distribute these forms. So what I'd like to do now for a few minutes is, what are your ideas about how we distribute these coupons? Matthew?
Yeah, I think it makes sense to me, if the club pays for it, don't present them at the club like that. I mean, they're already doing that. Why waste a coupon on a club that's gonna pay for it? Take it to the clubs that don't, and then just, maybe you entice more than 2 people in that club to go, because you have 2 extra coupons per se, you know? That's what I would do.
Could you speak to like the president or treasurer ahead of time to get a little feel for it?
I would think that when you make the appointment, you might ask the question, does your club pay for people to go? And have that answer before you go in.
A thought to consider would be if you have a club that does pay, that the stipulation is that if they normally pay for 2 people, this could be applied to a third, not to the 2 people they normally pay for. And that's going to increase, that way you're still going to have that opportunity to increase numbers.
So you need to know ahead of time if they already paid for 2.
Or maybe they pay for all. I mean, there are some clubs that if you stick your hand up to go, you get paid for it, no matter how many go.
Right.
Jerry?
My home club pays for 3, so if 6 go, they pay for half. So it varies on that. Question, coupons are for part 1, 2, 3, or including graduate?
I would say there shouldn't be any restriction. They should be allowed to be put towards anything.
How much is it? I know I paid that.
$85 total, and with a coupon, $35.
I see. Okay.
Any other thoughts on giving them out? I think it's up to the team. There was some discussion, for example, like Syracuse Inner City. It's a fairly poor club. It's a small club, it's fairly poor, so they're not paying for their members to go, and the individual members would probably have trouble coming up with the money. So that team may choose to use all their coupons in one club. I don't know. That'll be up to that team. That'll be the tailors. It just seems like the best way to go for me is to individually decide as a team what makes sense for your clubs.
Just keep in mind that one of the things that's going to happen is there's going to be an informational, quote-unquote, kind of a press release type thing that's going to go to every club. And actually, I would rather see it go to every member of the district, stating that this is available, and that someone is going to be coming around making arrangements to come to your club to talk more about it. But I think we need to alert everybody to the fact that there is a limited number of these things and they're available. So that, you know, the more people who know about it, the better off we are.
So, I said, don't we have availability right now through Lizzie? Like she just sent out yesterday as far as that the current newsletter for June is out.
Right.
So she should have through constant contact. Should be there.
Well, we can do it through the district secretary too. I mean, she can send a blast email out
we
to
can do that
every single
too.
member of the district.
Do they have to wait until we come to the club to use
God, no.
$50?
Well, the only way you can get a coupon is to be talking to one of our team members. They're not available. I mean, you can't
Okay,
just...
so they can't go online.
You
and
can't
say
call Phyllis and ask for a
anything.
coupon or call Lizzie or something like that. The only way you get a coupon is from one of the team members.
Okay.
Right, and that's why it's important that that information that goes out ahead of time indicates that they, you know, when this team member comes to your club, you know, be sure to alert them to the fact that you have an interest, and you can sign up with that team member.
These coupons are physical pieces of paper that are numbered. I mean, there's a limited number. You can't get it with an email or anything like that. Okay, any other thoughts about the coupons?
And then we'll say, Dennis, if somebody says, oh, what happens if I can't go or something like that? They are issued a coupon by Rural Leadership Institute that they can use that coupon at any site for the next 12 months. So it's not dollars lost or anything.
But I think that would be difficult to do because if they went to a different site, how is that site going to accommodate the sign up?
Well, they would have all...
Oh, they would have already been paid.
They've already been paid.
Yeah, I would say that's...
So to answer your question, if the other side, for example, is Canandaigua, that's $95. Then there'd be no charge for them to go that side. If they go to Rensselaer this year, which is $75 site, they would not get a refund for going there.
Right.
It's just even small, for what the cost is.
Okay, any other questions on the coupons? Okay, the registration forms, we'll have those in the packet for you. These are special forms for this district only. Please use our forms. This is not just saying that, I don't think RLI actually has a form, they have a website. Looks pretty much like their website, but it's a little bit different because of the coupon. It's unique and it applies only to the September 30th RLI here at this location. It doesn't apply to other locations. It's only good for District 7150 at the one we're doing in 30 September here at this site. We have to get the completed forms to MAC. And that's a logistic that we'll have to figure out during the summer. How do you get them to MAC? You mail them to MAC, give them to MAC in a meeting. That's just something we have to figure out, but they need to go to MAC so he can get people registered. He will register each student electronically on the website. MAC will in turn give the completed forms to our district treasurer, Sue. Sue will collect the checks and the credit cards and whatnot, and she'll submit a single check to RLI.
You need to promote the deadline, because especially since it's a third-party handling of putting them in, we really need to promote the deadline.
What's the absolute deadline?
RLI is, do you know what it is at?
Well,
September 20th.
Okay.
for our purposes, it's the end of August.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We want to be in well ahead of time because the last couple of years, our district has given RLI a fit over last-minute signups, and we don't want to do that this year. I mean, we're organized, let's do ourselves a favor by doing that.
Well, you're saying two things, because earlier you said we want the club visits by the end of August. So if we go by that schedule, you can't show up at the end of August and have all the deadline be the end of it. So.
Well, there's a little mushiness there. Yeah, it's going to be the first week of September, but that'll be well ahead of the actual, the real deadline. We have a sample program for you to take a look at this morning and use the parts of it you like. I was trying to figure out how to get people to do a sample program for this session, so I approached my good friend, the incoming district governor, Elect Marr, and we formed a committee. And the committee went around the district trying to find people that could do a good presentation to give a sample like this. And this unbiased committee came up with Jen Joslin and Donna Schoenlitter to put together a sample for us. This is a sample that you can use and just use it all the way out the window, or take parts of it, or use none of it. I mean, what you actually present to your clubs is up to you. But we think we've got some good information for you this morning, and a good way to do it. And without further ado,
Dennis, before they do their thing, and I didn't know where to interject this, but the changing guard is coming up in a week and a half. And I was speaking to Sue a couple days ago, and we are approaching 100 registrations for the changing of the guard, and we're hoping that we might actually hit 120. Since I'm in charge of the program for that, I would have no problem if you think we could fit in maybe a little a plug or whatever we need to. That might be a good spot to kick off the push on RLI.
That's an excellent idea. And my suggestion would be the very best presentation I've ever heard on RLI was one that you gave about a year or two ago. And my suggestion would be to have this man right here stand up in front of the group and give his impassioned appeal for why RLI is worthy of attendance, if you wouldn't mind doing it.
You're talking about a 4 or 5 minute thing?
Don't forget, I gotta have 7 or 8 minutes.
I don't have 7 or 8 minutes, sir.
Okay, use this.
Would you be willing
Yeah,
to,
I mean, it'll take about as long as it took here.
would you be willing to do that?
Absolutely.
And maybe you
I'll
could,
wear a tie and everything.
maybe you could actually kind of mention the discount program too.
Well, I'll actually have visual aid.
Oh.
Well, whoa! Limiting a past district governor to 4 or 5 minutes, I mean, this is a phenomenal thing. I think without further ado, we should turn it over.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna move over here.
Okay, before we actually begin our mock presentation here this morning, I just want to say that the presentation that we're going to share, we developed with the idea that many of the clubs that you may need to visit will not have technology available. And so to try to keep interest and to make it a little more exciting, we have developed some props, if you will. And as you watch, if just to alleviate any frustration you might feel, I want you to know that Janet has made sets of these props for all of you to take with you. So before we start, I just wanted you to have it in mind so that you could think about that, hey, I'm going to have a set of these to use too with my partner in crime when I go out to talk about RLI. So just sit back and relax and enjoy the presentation. Remember that we're going to try to keep it at 15 minutes, and that's what we want you to try to think about too. And if the props that we prepared will help you to make your programs more effective, we're happy to share those with you. So we will have packs of information, forms, and so forth, and a set of these props for you after we finish up here today. So please don't leave when the meeting is over. We want to make sure you get your props. And what you choose to do with them is completely up to you. If you never use them, we won't know. You won't hurt our feelings. It will be okay. But this is our presentation of how we would suggest that we think you might do this. So now we're going to shift into we have just been introduced at a Rotary Club as the Rotary Club program. Thank you for having us here today. My name is Donna Schoenwetter, and I am the current president of the Sherrill Rotary Club, and we're here to talk with you a little bit about RLI today.
I'm Janet Jocelyn, the current president of the Rotary Club of Baldwinsville.
So, Rotary Leadership Institute, what is it all about? How many of you in the audience have ever attended a Rotary Leadership Institute class? Would you raise your hands? Great, that's awesome.
How many of you have completed all three parts? You finished part 1, part 2, and part 3. Can you raise your hands?
That's even more.
And how many of you have completed the graduate program? Have attended a graduate course or 2 or 3 or 4 or more? Awesome.
Are there 2 of you who would like to share something positive that you took away from your Rotary Leadership Institute training?
Come on, graduates, we're waiting.
Jerry?
No, the biggest thing I found was going to share with other people, which I normally don't see. And after I completed all 3 parts, I actually went to another site in a different district, and that was really an eye-opening experience to see what goes on in other districts.
Wow, yeah. Clark.
Yeah, I
Great.
think that you learn a lot from other clubs by going to these and what they're doing, what they're involved with.
Absolutely.
Fundraising, membership, how to increase your membership, so there's a lot of value in that.
Thank you both. Great examples of something that was, we wanted to keep it to 2, but we cannot pass up back. Yes, Ben?
Well, I like to share with people that, you know, I'm an old timer, I've been around for a while, and I didn't go to the Rotary Leadership Institute didn't exist when I joined Rotary in 1979. And when I went to my first RLI, I had been past president twice, and I was amazed at how much I learned about Rotary and the opportunities at my very first RLI #1 session.
Wonderful. So, we are here today to tell you the ABCs of the Rotary Leadership Institute, RLI. All should attend because the content is valuable. We wanted to make it as clear and simple and concise as we possibly could, so we came up with the ABCs of the Rotary Leadership Institute. All should attend because the content is valuable.
Who should attend RLI? Well, you might think that because it's called Rotary Leadership Institute, leaders should attend. And yes, indeed, leaders should attend. Presidents, president-elects, vice presidents, secretaries, treasurers, any officers of your club should consider attending RLI. But really, all should attend. New Rotarians, any Rotarians. These are the people who will benefit from the information that gets shared at an RLI session. So please, don't think about it just for leaders, think about it for all.
Why should all of us attend Rotary Leadership Institute? The reason why everyone should attend Rotary Leadership Institute is to gain Rotary basic training and information. And an analogy can be made between military basic training and Rotary basic training. We all know that when a person enters the military, they have to go through military basic training, regardless of whether they become an officer or go into military leadership. When you enter the military, you go to military basic training. The same thing can be said about Rotary. When you become a Rotarian, you should go through Rotary basic training, the same as in the military. Military, you go to military basic training. In Rotary, we go to Rotary basic training. Also, you don't know what you don't know. I think you've all heard that expression, you don't know what you don't know. And that could be applied here in this situation. Even past district governors have said that they acknowledge that the place they found out was the best source of basic Rotary knowledge was at RLI. And even more so than when they went to their district governor training in San Diego. You know what your club is doing, but how much do you know about what other clubs in the district are doing? There are some wonderful ideas out there. Rotarians in our district are doing some terrific things. You'll never know about them unless you go to RLI and interact with your classmates and learn about these things. There are some wonderful ideas that will help you and will help your club, and you can take them back to your club and use them. So why should all of us go? For Rotary basic training and information. What will you get at RLI? Well, you will get the acquisition of new ideas with trained leaders. The sessions at RLI last about 50 minutes, and they are facilitated by trained leaders. They're not going to get up there and just lecture you and talk at you for 50 minutes. They are going to facilitate discussion with other people in the room. They are going to set up opportunities for maybe some role plays. It will be interactive, and you'll get to talk with people in other clubs. Other clubs will bring fresh new ideas and will help rejuvenate things that maybe you're already doing in your club. You know, sometimes as a Rotary Club, we're all in our own little silo, and we know what happens in our silo, but we don't know what's happening in all those other Rotary silos. And so by going to RLI, you get an opportunity to learn new things. Some of the topics include how to run an effective club meeting, or perhaps how to handle strategic planning. And one of my personal favorites is learning about Rotary Foundation basics, because many of us know that we give money to the Rotary Foundation, but we don't really understand how that all works. Or maybe you learn a little bit more about public relations for your club, or communication. These are all topics that get covered at RLI, and you can look very forward to handling those better after you have attended. So, when and where can you receive your RLI training? Saturday, September 30th of this year. Registration starts at 7:30 in the morning, and the session runs through 3:30 in the afternoon. Takes place at the Vernon Verona Sherrill High School. This location is the most convenient, the easiest for most of the Rotarians in District 7150 to attend. Another nice thing is that you will receive both breakfast and lunch at RLI here. The breakfast and lunch is provided by the Sherrill Rotary Club, and the Interact Club at the high school helps out. How? How can you attend RLI? Register today. If you register today, after the meeting, fill out the registration form. We have 2 discount coupons for members in this club for $50 off the registration fee of $85. So if you see us today and fill this out, we will collect all the necessary information to pass along this savings to you. Fill it out today. Because if you don't fill it out today, then we'll have to offer these coupons to somebody else. And we want you to take advantage of this. Please register today. Do you have any questions for Janet or me about RLI? Yes.
If you run out of coupons, can I still go?
Absolutely. There are plenty of opportunities for people to go. And if you don't sign up today, there is registration on the RLI website, and we have brochures for you today that you can sign up. But you will need to make sure you do that before September 20th. Mark?
I'm getting married on September 20th. Is there any other date that might be available?
Well, you're in luck, because there are multiple RLI sites that you can sign up to attend. You don't have to come to the one at Vernon, Verona, Sherrill, but it is the most convenient one for those who live in District 7150. Yes.
Does everybody go through the same training? Or what?
Course levels, I think she's talking
Oh,
about.
yes, there are 3 parts. There's a part 1, there's a part 2, and there's a part 3. And then there's graduate level courses. And you can take part 1 with a group of people from District 7150, but you could go to any other site and take part 2 even within the same year. Yes?
One of the biggest advantages of we're going through the same training, you'll have people in there. I've done sessions where people have been Rotarians for 2 weeks or less. Also with people over 20 years in a Rotary at the same session. A real great exchange of ideas. It's fun to facilitate that type group. For me, not everybody likes it. I like it.
Yes.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Is it sequential? Do I have to take one first? I mean, can I go, if I look at the curriculum and I say, gee, I really like to go to 2, can I go to 2 first?
I think that they want you to take them in order.
No.
No. Northeast America, the answer is no.
No,
They have to be in order.
they have to be in order. Right, they want you to take them in order.
They have to be in order.
So you must
Northeast
take
America.
one
said
first,
no,
2 second, and 3 third. Then you're eligible to go to the courses. Good question, thank you. Doreen?
But my club is already involved in as much as we want to be involved in, so why would RLI be good for us?
Well, I think that RLI is a good opportunity for people who are in their silo of Rotary to maybe take a look at what other people are doing, because you may come up with some really good ideas that you may want to implement in your club. So sometimes it's hard to think outside of the box or outside of your silo, but I would strongly encourage it. And especially sometimes people from other districts sign up to come to the sessions, and then you get to even hear what people are doing outside of District 7150.
Also, it sounds to me like your club is a really active club and really engaging, and it would be an absolute asset for you to come. Not only might you get something out of it, but you could also help other people learn more about what you're doing and maybe make something more sustainable for them.
They can teach.
Excellent
I love
point.
that.
They can teach others. Jerry?
If I like what I see in part one, do I have to wait a whole year before I take part two?
No, as I was saying earlier, if you want to go to another site within the same year, you're welcome to sign up. Just go to the RLI website and sign up for another session.
All right, thank you for your questions. If you have more questions for us, please approach us after the presentation is over with. It was a pleasure for us to be here with you today representing Rotary Leadership Institute.
Yes, thank you very much. And being teachers, we want to review a little bit before you go. RLI, Rotary Leadership Institute, ABC, all should attend because the content is valuable. And then after you attend, afterwards, you'll be a better club member. Thanks a lot for having us today. Please see us to register after your meeting.
Sure. Is there any reason why we can't have the RLI form, registration form on our website?
We have the website.
So, do we currently have the RLI form on our website?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
You can also print off NEARLI.org and use that paper form too.
No, I understand it, but
We probably want a more
I'm
generic one on the website.
Huh?
We probably want a more generic one on the website, not referring to the coupon.
Oh, I do the coupon.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I think the one that should be on the website is the RLI form. This form should specifically be related to,
There is no RLI form.
You could put a link up to the RLI website on our website so that people can
to
register.
sign up for RLI.
Yes.
That's my point. Because sometimes if you say you have to go to the RLI website, that automatically they go. But if you say, or if you go to the district website, click the tab for RLI registration, it'll automatically take you there. And I think that's,
What Max says is an excellent point, because if you go to RLI.org, it takes you to the international website.
right.
To get the website, the registration for here, it's a NEARLI.org.
Right.
That one doesn't apply.
It's the hot air over here caused it. Okay, so are there any other questions about the presentation? As I said before, this was something that we think would be very effective. Do your own. If you like this one, copy it, copy the whole thing. I think you even gave them the notes for this. Is that correct, folks? You gave them the notes for your presentation?
Yes.
Yes, we have the outline of everything that we said in the packet, and you have a roll of painter's tape to take with you if you want to hang your posters up as you go along. You have a full kit of everything that you need to present the program like we did and make any modifications that you want to make.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a TV where we can connect up and put it on a screen, Kyle or go figure. And
I don't need the tape.
I just wondered if there's any way we could, I don't know how to do that. Put those,
Take pictures.
We could take pictures of these, or we could, we could make these slides available electronically, as PDFs or,
that would be great because I don't know how to do that. If I could,
okay. So we can take pictures of these and then we can send them out electronically if people want to have the ability to do this electronically.
Yes, I mean, you can do it electronically. The reason we chose not to do it that way is a lot of clubs don't have the equipment to do that. But some clubs will, the larger clubs will.
And it's not just that they don't have the facilities. I know my experience has been very often that when you're dealing with that kind of a thing, something goes afoul.
Yes.
Something doesn't work right. You can't get it to come up, the projector doesn't talk to the screen, and you're sitting there for 10, 15 minutes. And then if it doesn't work, then you're the proverbial crick without the paddle. So that's why I think,
Well, we'll make it available so that, and also you'll have the physical.
I think about that very carefully though, because you may find yourself in a bind.
A lot of people don't like to be read to. And that, invariably, that's what happens when you put a slide up that you want to read. You know, when you're doing this, it's not the same, it's more interactive, it's more energetic. When you pull up a sign, you know, that is more engaging than just having something up there that you go through a PowerPoint, and people just lose interest.
We don't want this to be something that causes people to just go to sleep. We're thinking that with this kind of personal interaction, that it'll keep people awake and hopefully get them interested. So we've all been to presentations like that where, you know, pay attention folks, I have 75 slides for you, and I'm going to show you now in the next 15 minutes.
Jerry can hold them all.
So each team has what is it? Doreen,
Each team can figure this out.
these sets, the sets of these things are available. That's in your kit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you want the electronic thing, we'll send that to you too. You may have both.
Well, we just got a new TV and connected, and our president is, he works on my computer, because he's a computer, and he connected up, because I don't know, but
It's whatever you as a team want to do.
I'd like to both.
Whatever you want to do.
Because they love it when somebody's using the TV that they pay for.
That's great. Then you know best. That's why this is a suggestion, and you should do whatever you want to do when you do your club visits.
You know, this was a suggestion. This is a starting point. If you like it, use it. If you want to modify it, modify it. If you don't want to use any of it, don't use any of it.
The other thing I was thinking about in presentation is, in our club, sure, we don't have a sticky wall that would work well, but if you had an easel, you could pop one at a time to replace the one before it, to put it on
I
the
was
easel.
thinking about the wall.
Or if you have the podium.
Or podium, the pop.
Use the front of the podium.
In front of the podium.
Well, that's why we use painter. We've given you a roll of painter's tape, so it won't tear
Oh,
off.
well, okay.
Yeah, and you can take the tape right off the back of these. When we take them down, it won't damage the posters because it's painter's tape.
Oh,
So it won't pull stuff off.
oh, good, can you provide that?
Yes, there's a roll in your kit.
Awesome.
We try to be full service here. Are there any other questions about the presentation? Yes,
So I
sir.
could just take the videotape we just did and give it to the club and not even have to help. It's such a great job, right?
Yeah, very good.
That would be a very bad idea. We will talk to Elise about getting you under control. In your packets, I've also given you a listing of what's in the packet, but also this little table down here. And it's for you to, when you make a presentation date, please write it in here. There's a little block or column next to it that says Dennis with a check mark. And what that means is that after you've made a date with a club, you have notified me by email or text or smoke signal or something about what that date is so that I can update my records and keep track of all the clubs that have been contacted. Then also, presentation done. There's another Dennis column that you check off when you notified me that you've done the presentation. And then next to that is the number of people that you registered in that club. And also another Dennis column to let me know how many people you registered in that club, so that we can kind of maintain for Mac about how we're doing this program across the district. The coupons,
And then you have a Mac column.
I have a Mac column in my list. This is what the coupons look like. This is a 4-to-a sheet. They're all numbered coupons. This is part of your packet. The forms look like this, and they include all the personal information plus which session you're going to, are you using a coupon or not, and how much money you need to send along with Mac's information. And I will be sending out new forms this weekend with his fax number and his email address.
Are we actually giving the coupon to the person to bring when they come, or how?
They will attach the form. They will attach the coupon to the form.
To the form.
And it says that on the form.
Okay.
It
And
says-
then we take the forms with us.
Yes.
Yes.
Or they mail them.
All right, so we can leave
Well,
the coupon.
hopefully you will take them with you. If they insist on doing it offline or separate from the meeting, then give it to them. But like I say, it's 100% probability they'll register if you take it, and it's less than 100% if they walk away with it. A copy of all the things that I have talked about is included, just in case you missed something and wanted to try to remember. That's all in here. And that pretty much covers everything. want to thank you all for taking the time to do this. This is Saturday morning, we're coming up on summer, it's a great day out there, so I really appreciate that you took the time to come here today. This is an important project, I'm glad that we're doing it, I hope we really get our membership up in terms of attending the RLI in September. So go forth and sell RLI. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Not bad for money.
All the new president contacts are up on the website now.
Pardon?
All the new president contacts are up on the website at this point.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Well, because we have to call and set up in advance, so to do that.
You said-
Oh, yes.
You said inform you by smoke signals, Clark needs some training in how to smoke signal chicken mango.
Okay, one other thing I want to say to you guys before you leave is this video that's being made today is going to be put up with a link that you can get to it on YouTube. So like if you want to see the presentation or hear anything that got said here again today, you can watch it again. And you don't have to watch all the preliminary stuff if you want to watch the demo, just, Jeff's